Hello everybody. I'm hoping that the audio issue that we had last time doesn't reoccur. With that said, hey, so we got a new video. This is actually going to be a proper video, as proper as my videos can be. Yeah, so I'm still using um, the Windows capture, the default capture that comes with Windows, because yeah, OBS is just has been just sort of failing on me in the middle of videos. I've actually lost two now, including the first one, the update video. Yeah, so this is going to be a quick one. This is going to be covering something new that I actually quite like, but I am going to get to sort of reiterating on past videos rather soon here. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get on with it. So there is going to be, despite the new microphone, there's going to be sound issues. It's going to be, it's not going to sound the clearest because without OBS, I can't sort of filter sound. So it's just going to be picking up, everything. Uh, that said, should be at least a bit better than when I was using my headphone microphone, headset microphone, I suppose. Yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with it. So today we're going to be covering active auras. So active auras is made by user Kendashi. He is he's a prominent figure in sort of Foundry, sort of especially the module scene. He's helped me out a few times. You can see him around the Discord if you frequent the Discord. He is a big supporter of DAE. He was very insightful for a lot of things whenever when Deposne was not there himself. And he's come out with a module that sort of supplements DAE. I think it works with regular active effects. So what this does is it adds the ability to make an active effect in aura. It's really cool. It is very, very new though, so do bear with it as features come out. I'm sure he's added a bunch of features just in the past few patches, and I'm sure more is going to come. I'm going to show you two of the best uses of it in its current state, as I try to create a timed aura, so an aura that maybe was made by a spell. So let's say you have a spell, it gives you, an aura of plague insect. Just because I didn't look up any aura spells before the video. So so it would just be like the plague spell effect, just an aura. You would want it to be timed, obviously, so the aura goes away. Right now, currently, once the aura or once the timer has expired, the aura is still on the token itself. As well, when the aura is transferred over, it gives the timer of the spell itself to the sort of the affected target, which is not ideal. That being said, I'm not sure if really that is the intended use of this module, at least not in its current state, so that's nothing against the module. And even if it was an intended use, you know what? It doesn't matter, because as we're about to get into this here in just a second, you'll see that it doesn't matter, because what it does right now is really cool, and you can forgive it some shortcomings, especially since it's a very new module. So yeah, really quick, I want to give a shout out to Elzareta. I'm sorry for pronouncing that wrong. Somebody commented on my last video. He pointed out that very typical of me, I deleted when I went through and deleted my duplicate summon macro when I created the new one, or I didn't create it, sorry. The summon macro that I've been using that is not currently, as we showed before, it wasn't timing out summons correctly. I have fixed that. I have, well, I didn't fix that. This person fixed that by sending that beautifully made macro to me. I'm not sure if they made this themselves or if this is just a macro that they found. But you know, it's working for them and it's working for me. So now macros time out properly. We can go ahead and just come up to my players here, and we'll take the good old cleric just to sort of show you. And we're going to go ahead and summon that, and you can see that it goes away after a minute as it's meant to. Big thank you to that guy for or gal for sort of pointing that out to me. It was a huge user error on my part. I will be putting the macro that they linked to me in the description below, and I will be recreating that original sort of video on summons. Not because I think that it needs a summon. I mean, it needs to be reiterated. Oh my goodness, those words were not correct. I don't think it needs to be reiterated upon. Not greatly as far as the actual good information in there, because a lot of the information, except for the summon macro, it's still correct. So, it still works. If you want to go ahead and parse through it, you can still use it until I create a new video. I just want to sort of fix it up a bit. It was a bit of a mess of a video, and I do apologize for that. But yeah, so let's get into this. We're going on 7 minutes. I'll start putting timestamps to sort of skip my rambling. But yeah, so what does active effects do? We're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into the items here, and we're just going to jump into Shocking Pylon. We're going to jump into the AE. I'm going to edit this, and we're going to look at the auras. So let's just pretend, this is just a new, actually, yeah, let's make a new aura. Just to sort of show you what's going on, or a new effect, and we can just, so it adds a new tab here. You'll see the auras tab. If you go over here, you can see we have, this is the effect in aura. So this is going to be the most important thing when you're making an aura, because this is saying that yes, this effect is an aura, because it doesn't make every effect that you make an aura. It just does it when you select this, but once you select this, you still have to make sure that there's some effects going on here, and you're going to have to make sure that you put in the rest of this information that is sort of, important. So the main thing that would be important is measure, or aura radius. I started reading that because I'm a dummy. It's measured by your grid scale, as it says right here, which I really like this, the way they're sort of showing you examples here. It's really useful for those who are, not super versed in modules, and it's super useful when you're first getting into it. And so what that means, all that means really is, if we come over here and we configure this scene, your grid scale distance, this is 5 feet. So it'll be based on whatever you put here. So if this, is, 10 feet, and you put, 5, well, you get it. If you put 10 and you put 5, I guess it would just do I don't even know what it would do. But that's actually a good question. I don't know what it would do if you have 10 and you put something lower than it actually is. But if, say, you did put 10 in there and then you did 10, it would do these immediate squares. But since we're set to 5, putting 5 will do these immediate squares right here. But yeah, so what it does not mean is, if you put like 1, it doesn't mean that, if your radius, or if your scale is 5 feet, it won't say, okay, 1 means 5 feet. It still, says 5 feet, but yeah, it's just based on how many squares it'll affect. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. It probably does not. I'm not the greatest at explaining things. Which begs the question why I'm doing this video, but yeah, so let's go ahead and go over the other options here. Ignore self, so if you don't want this sort of course, affecting yourself. Now, I have done this but I found that without the and somebody can correct me on this um, if they sort of are watching this video. I have tested it, and I'm not sure if this is a bug or if this is just I wouldn't say an oversight, just like yeah, I'm sure I'm probably doing something wrong here. So if you transfer effect on item equip, which means when you put this on this fellow here, who's going to be the originator of the token, um, it gives him this aura that he's going to be placing outward. However, no matter if this is on, it's going to be applying the effects. Let's go ahead and actually go to the effect that it has currently, because I just wanted to show you what a fresh one looks like. It's going to have to apply it to him. So this is going to override this. It does override the checks though. So maybe that's all this means. So if you have this on, it won't be making this thing roll checks to ignore the effects. So that is good. But everything else will be applied to it. And if you take the paralyzed off, it'll remove this because this is a paralyzed effect. I guess you could get around that with making the effect itself add paralyzation as well. But yeah. So, so normally you want to ignore self, at least if it's a save DC, but the rest of it is going to show up on it. But yeah, and I'll have an update video, of course, when this module obviously gets updates in the future, and maybe that will change. That's just an observation I made. Maybe it's intended. Maybe I'm just dumb. The latter is very likely. Okay, disable while hidden. So while hidden, if this was enabled, this aura will not be going out to other tokens around. Useful if it's like maybe an aura that is based on being seen. So like if the creature has like a fearsome aura, and it's the flavor is that if you see this creature, you have to roll a check to not be afraid of it. It would make more sense for to disable it while hidden. Check token height. So this is to check if the tokens have the same level. So if it has a 5-foot radius and it's more than 5 feet above it, and this is checked, then it'll make sense that it doesn't affect it. I don't. My players can't fly. They can, but they rarely use that ability. So I have it disabled on this, but this would be a great case because this aura only affects tokens within 5 feet of it. So it would be a great idea to enable this if you think that your characters are going to be flying around it. Check alignment. So useful for like detection spells, detect good and evil spells. You can set this so it'll check whether or not the creature is good or evil or neutral, and it will only affect those whatever is selected. You can even have it check creature type. This is based on spelling, so make sure it's spelled correctly, of course. And so it will only affect those creatures that you specify. So the aura targets, you can set it to set only allies, enemies, or all. So I want to, oh goodness, I want to sort of explain this a bit because I know there was some confusion, especially in the issues log for this module. Some people were thinking that if a token is set to hostile, it will always be affected by enemy. But what it decides an enemy or an ally is based on the token's sort of disposition, relative to the token it's affecting. So if this token is friendly and this token is friendly, it's an ally. If this token is friendly and this token is, if this token is hostile and this token is hostile, then they're allies as well. Neutral as ally as well. So you will want to keep that in mind when you're doing this. So if you put ally because or if you put maybe enemy because this is an enemy and you want to only affect creatures that are hostile to the players, you'll want to actually set that to allies if this is also an enemy. So like if it's an orc and he's going around doing his orcish thing. He's an orc shaman. He wants to bolster all the orcs. You want to set that to allies and make sure all the orcs are set to hostile. But yeah, so the same thing with players. I had a bit of a hiccup when I first started this, when I was setting up Aura Protection, and we'll get to that in a second, because that's probably a big one. But this module does come with that preset, and we'll talk about that in a second. Some of my tokens were actually set to hostile. I'm not sure why or how, but they were. So I had to go in and change that before it was all working. So yeah, so we'll come down here to Aura Radius. We've already covered that. We will come down to save type to prevent. So this will show you, this is the sort of the abbreviation, which is based on the abbreviation is based on the call in the coding. So as I showed you before, how you can sort of look for attributes. I believe this is set up to do this. Goodness. Here we go. You can sort of look for abilities, and you can see that's how the abilities are done. So if there's extra abilities in your game, and you need to look for those, because if you added them, you can look for what the call is there. But if you added them, you probably know the call. But yeah, so in this case it's con, because we want to do Constitution, and then the saving DC, pretty self-explanatory. But yeah. And we're going to show really quickly just what this looks like when this character right here, he moves within 5 feet. He has to make the save or be paralyzed by this shocking pylon. He's going to make the save. It's going to ask you. And you can see you get a notification when a creature saves due to an aura, or saves for an aura. So you know that it did actually do something. It's not just not being affected. Let's go again. And here we go. It was unaffected. It's now, as there's a visual aid to show you, because I set that up, and we'll go ahead and I'll show you how you can set up visual aids with auras. They're really nifty. They're pretty cool. But you can also see that it is now paralyzed. So they would you have to make a save, and I would let them move out, or somebody comes over and gets them out of there. All done and good. Again, I can't make auras permanently, so another thing I tried to do, and this might be a user error, or this may just be just something that the module can't do right now, or isn't intended to do. Can't make auras sort of stick onto creatures once they move out of the range, but usually for the auras that we're going to be testing today, that doesn't even matter, because we're doing real-time auras, so auras that aren't meant to stick around in the first place. So we're just going to go ahead and really quickly, I'm going to show you, so how do you do the sort of visual aid thing that we're doing here. This is via another module, which this is all optional. I want to preface that. Token Magic, it's a great module. It lets you, well, apply effects to tokens, different effects. So this one's the electric. But you can go over here, and I can see I got some modules set up. You can do Clover. You can make it have it look like he has the disguise on. He rips it off, and it's like, oh, I'm this character actually. You can do a bunch of different things. They actually have a lot of them set up. They have a lot of them set up by default in the compendium for the module. If we go over here and we go to default, you can actually see that Token Magic has a bunch of things set up for you already. And I think that out of all the modules I've tried, they have a great explanation in their actual macro box, and they really sort of show you how to change things. They really direct you. So even if you have no idea how sort of to change the macro itself, usually with Token Magic, you can sort of easily do that. They sort of tell you what each value does, and you can change that around. It's a great tool to have in your sort of repertoire. It's a great card to have up your sleeve. I recommend it, just even if you don't intend to use it for this. I think it's just great something to have in general. It also adds automatic sort of templates the spells, or affects the spell templates and everything. It is a great module, and with it you can make you can make auras do effects, or will apply visual effects. Sorry. So this is just if it's affected. If it didn't have any sort of save, then it would just apply to avail like targets that it would apply to normally. So, and we're going to show that off in aura protection. So let's go over to aura protection. We're actually using a player's token here. So thank you Bogoth, thank you Miku for this demonstration, and thank you Shara/Estelle for the demonstration of sort of an ally token, and thank you Succubus931 for your sort of involvement as well. So as we all know, the famous aura of protection, a pretty great aura. It just grants you everybody around, including the paladin themselves, their charisma mod to saving throws, as long as they're within 10 feet of them. So, what does that look like in the auras? And you want to make sure the transfers on equip, by the way. So it is an aura. We don't need to ignore self. We want to set it to allies, and we want to set the radius to 10. And that's it. Though, you want to go ahead and go into effects, and you want to go ahead and go to bonus ability save, or you can copy paste data.bonuses.abilities.save, and you want to put plus at abilities.charisma, CHA.mod. And that is all. You want that set up, and it's going to work like a charm every time. If you want, we can go ahead and actually, for the purpose of this video, I didn't like it and my players didn't really like it, but you can, as per the module suggests in its sort of readme. Now this is all explained in the readme, and I'll show you really quickly. Over here in active auras pre-made, they have active auras for DAE and active aura. Oh, sorry, not active auras. They have aura protection for DAE and aura protection for core, just regular active effects. You can look at the DAE one, and you can see that it has everything set up how I've set it up. It would have been great to know. I set this up manually, but it was actually good practice to set it up manually because I really just wanted to test it with this. So, there we go. It's there though, so you don't really have to follow these instructions, but I am going to show you just a bit how that works, and we're going to really quickly edit this item. We're going to go in here, and you should never edit a DAE item from the inventory. I just want to put that out here. I'm doing it. You should never do it. It is not currently safe. There's a reason why it says owned item. Experimental, because it often doesn't work and it can break things, but I have tried it and it seems to work for this instance. But please don't do what I'm doing. Put it in, don't be lazy, put it in your item directory and edit it there, and then put it back in. You should always do that in most cases, if not all cases. So we're going to go down here to macro token magic. That is how you're going to be applying these magical I know, bad joke. Visual effects, and it has a little nifty drop-down list for you to sort of choose the recommended one, and is glow. You can click glow, you can click outline, you can click whatever you like. Let's just do glow, and we're going to go ahead and we are going to delete and then paste. And you know what? Actually, really quickly, that is another thing. We're going to go ahead and delete the instances just for right now of these two tokens, and then we are going to move her. So currently, if you have more than one instance of a token on the board, it obviously can't parse correctly the distance between these specific tokens. It's just too much to ask for. So when you're testing things, make sure that the tokens don't have any duplicates on the thing before, going to Kendashi or anybody and saying, hey, this doesn't work. Make sure you check that, because that is the case most often, especially with token magic. Token magic, you want to make sure that there are no duplicates on the board for any kind of token magic shenanigans. So yeah, make sure there's no duplicates when you do this. Let's go ahead and again, just let's paste them because I forgot, and he should now be applying. Yeah, okay, so as you can see, when she jumps into range, she's affected. When this token jumps into range, they're not. So let's go ahead and move them out. You can see their mod right here, and in fact, let's go ahead and show that it works on them too, and you can actually see the aura protection in their DAE. You should be, at least, if it's working correctly. So let's do a save, and you can see it's adding the +4. And let's go ahead and open up Estelle's character sheet. Let's go ahead and let her make a wisdom saving throw. You can see it's just a +3 right now. She moves into range. She makes, let's just do another wisdom saving throw. And you can see that, but hey, the +4 is there, so still a fumble though. You can see that the succubus, sorry, that's not in plural, is going to make an intelligence saving throw. She's going to move closer, be within range. She's going to make a intelligence saving throw, still +2. So it's only applying to allies and to yourself as it should be. So that's that, and I'm going to delete the sort of the aura while I close up. So yeah, so that is the gist of it. These are the two best case uses right now, at least, for this module, and they are very great uses. I don't agree with the aura of courage. Sorry, not courageous. It's just sort of so the aura is you know, it's really just it's very case by case, since the paladin has to be unconscious and there's no way of really checking that, not realistically. I looked at it and I don't believe this makes any you know, ground breaking changes to sort of you know, check for that. Like, yeah, it just there's no way it could tell that the paladin is unconscious. So doesn't really make a bunch of sense to add that. So you know, I don't use that. I will just, whenever they're unconscious, please remember, paladin, that you have that ability. The reason I added the aura of courage though is because it's great to have this automation, and also my paladin forgot often, as would I have done if I was the, you know, the paladin in that case. Always forget your abilities, but you know. So I hope this video was of some help to you. I did a surprisingly very little amount of rambling this time. It was pretty concise. I want to just give myself a pat on the back there. You know, because conceit is healthy, and so is pride. It's a healthy emotion, right? But yeah, so let me know how you found this video, and let me know what I was doing wrong, if you think that I was doing something wrong with some of those cases I sort of you know, brought up. I did message Kandashi in the sort of issues log, asking them. They said that it should be working, so that's either a me problem, or maybe they didn't understand my question, or I did word it rather weirdly. I was tired at the time, starting a new exercise regimen. But yeah, I just want to point out, this is at the end of the video. The video is ended. You can go ahead and leave now. This is just the bit of the video where I sort of talk about future videos and just, you know, list off some extra addendums. But yeah, so the video sort of, so the module sort of is definitely apparently meant to be able to do things like keep auras active on them, so it doesn't have to be real-time auras. The auras should be able to be timed without, you know, once they're off by their duration, it shouldn't still be applying, but it does currently. I've tested it just today, which is unfortunate, but yeah. So, you know, there's that. But it's a very cool module. It is a very cool module. It is just, it's mind-blowing. It's really great. I didn't even think I needed this until I've found this module. It's great. I mean, even just for the aura of protection alone, it's fantastic. Kandashi does say on the README, and on the description of the module that he is working on sort of damage over time effects that I'm assuming. Goodness, sorry about that. Happens with auras. So like aura of fire or something like that. Um, like that's really cool. I can't wait to see that happen. Modules just get better and better with each release all the time, especially when they're from folks like Kandashi or Tipansne, um, Tipazny. I don't know. I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. But yeah, so uh, great stuff as always. Um, Yeah, so this is the part of the video where I ask you, what do you want to see next? Do you want to see something new, something old, reiterated? As I seem to be getting just a bit better at this. I'm never going to be great, folks. I do apologize. Um, but what do you want to see? Do you want to see, oh, I don't know. What's something I had sort of cooking up? A new MIDI a new MIDI quality. Um, a MIDI qual, sorry. Video. Um, they changed it again. Would you believe that? They changed the way the workflow works. It is now sectioned off into different tabs. It's beautiful that they've done this, but that means another video might be necessary because I know a lot of folks will look at it and be like, "Oh, it's not the same. What is going on here?" I do promise that it works the same. In case you're wondering, but it is sectioned off now, so what can you do? Let me know. Uh, I don't know what's going on there. I literally, it's like the middle of the day for me. I'm not sure why that's happening. I do apologize. Um, do you want to see something new? Like I said, do you want to see maybe uh, not token magic? Do you want to see sort of FX Master? I've recently dabbled in that. I've always been sort of not against it. I do not want to say against it at all. I was never against it. I was just never for it. I never really saw the need for it. But my players have oohed and awed a bit here and there, and it definitely lets you add atmosphere, if anything, with the sort of the weather uh, effects. It's really self-explanatory, but if you want to see something, go ahead, let me know. What else? We can cover sort of. We could definitely cover token magic in detail. I don't think it needs it again, but yeah, if there's a module that. Oh, so sorry. I wish I could edit those out. I'm so sorry. Um, if there is a module that you want to see, let me know. If there is a module that I have not even heard of, I will look into it. And I know that some of you that maybe have watched all my videos, um, you know, uh, I'm sorry for your sanity. You may remember me saying I was going to go ahead and I was going to cover um, token mold when it updated. Uh, I mean, I think that update. I'm not sure where that went. um, it's. I don't think it really needs it in its current state, unless it ever gets that update that sort of adds those extra features to it. It doesn't really do anything extraordinary. But if you think that it requires a video, I'll finally do it. I'll finally do the video. Um, yeah, so there is, man, let's just look at my module list. And I want to reiterate to anybody that's still here, there is no more concise video. It's all rambling and questions from here out. But we will be wrapping up in just a minute here. If you want to look at, let's see what's something I can show you guys. The Workshop's Ammo Swapper is a great module. That won't really cover a lot of sort of in-depth stuff. It'll be a quick one, whatever quick means for me. Maybe I could cover magic items. I probably should at some point. It's a pretty great module. that isn't, it's intuitive, but maybe not the most intuitive. For those who are new to stuff, yes, I've got Dice So Nice despite previously stating that I don't like it. My players like it, and now you can turn it off for yourself, so hey, I've done that. Again, not a slight to Dice So Nice, I just am a very plain person. I don't like screen clutter if I can help it at all, but it is a rather good module. And hey, I'll even make a video about it if you guys want me to. Yeah, so let me know. There's a bunch of videos that we can cover. Hey, actually, community lighting by Blitz would be a great thing to cover. I actually might think about doing that one next. You could do some pretty cool noise-activated things with it, and of course, along with their soundboard, um, they both work in tandem to make some just really great stuff. Alright, that's about it. Let me know how much you hated this video. um, let me know what I can change. I did have a very great comment recently on my older videos, sort of, bringing up my and this is not sarcasm, bringing up the sort of the coughing and the talking, the mumbling to myself, and I completely agree. It's not great watching quality, and I am working on that. So just like that guy, don't be afraid to give me some criticism, because that was actual constructive criticism. Don't please don't just tell me that I mean, if you want to tell me that I'm annoying, go ahead. Uh, but I mean, if you want to give it, an air of constructive ness, I guess, go ahead and do that too, because I prefer that. And yeah, he was definitely correct. It definitely could be a bit better. And yeah, I'm working on that. But again, these videos are sort of they're definitely not meant to rival anybody that does these. They're actually meant to supplement until people come out and start doing these videos, because I've noticed a lack of them. Maybe that's changed, but yeah, I've definitely noticed a lack of videos. And I do apologize about editing. Everybody knows, if you've been watching these videos, that I cannot edit for anything. My editing is non-existent. I'm not an editor. I don't know how to do that stuff. I've looked into it. It took me a long time. I mean, I'm still not adverse to learning, like I said before. But yeah. So let's go ahead and wrap that up here. Thank you for watching. I hope I helped you out here. And I hope you do leave me a comment down below telling me what you want to see next. I am going to try to make videos just a bit more regular. I can't promise anything, but I'm getting more time to myself again, and I'm getting sort of back into the swing of videos. And yes, so this has been the King of Lego Talk and Rambling, stretching a 15-minute video into a 40-minute video, just about. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I'll see ya. Bye-bye.